Thank you very much for being a part of our success story. अगर आप अपने किसी भी कॉम्प्लेक्सेस में, रेसिडेंशियल कॉम्प्लेक्सेस, स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस, यूनिवर्सिटीज, संबंध संपर्क वालों के पास, इफ़ यू वुड वांट to learn this one minute meditation technique, you can contact your nearest Brahma Kumaris Raj Yoga Meditation Center और हमारी बहनें वहाँ आकर के बहुत प्यार से आपको 1 मिनट में कैसे परमात्मा के साथ संबंध जोड़ सकते हैं, शक्ति और शांति का अनुभव कर सकते हैं, ये सिखाएंगे. So do be a part of this mission and spread this cause, a very noble cause which we are doing very altruistically, free of charge, to learn this 1 minute meditation. No program starts without the auspicious lighting of the lamp. I would now like to invite the person you are all here eagerly waiting to see, our beloved sister Shivani, on the stage, along with Raj Yogini, sister Leela Behenji, who is the sub-zone in charge of the Bangalore City sub-zone and leads over 250 of the Brahma Kumari ashrams under her able guidance. I would like to invite on stage senior Raj Yoga teacher, Sister Geeta, who's also been the backbone of the Mission Meditation Project, who leads the ashram at Koramangala. I would like to invite Sister Pallavi on stage, who is the principal at Oak Ridge International School. Can we have Shri Banur Matji on stage, who is the chairman of the Maharashtra State Human Rights Commission. Mr. B.A. Patil, who is the honorable chairman of the Karnataka Land Grabbing Prohibition Special Court. A huge round of applause for veteran film actress Pooja Gandhi. You would have all seen Mungaru Male. Can we have you on stage, ma'am? Can we have on stage Ms. Shweta Biani, President of the Maheshwari Sabha? I would like to invite on stage Major Pankaj, Vice President of JP Morgan Chase. Do we have Major Pankaj with us? Can we have Ms. Vijita Dravid, a medical surgeon, join us on stage, please? I would like to invite Dr. Deepak Harke, National Secretary of the World Book of Records, London. Dr. Sohini Shastri, world-renowned fortune teller and philanthropist. Can we have Mr. Dayanand Reddy on stage, a very senior politician and philanthropist, also an entrepreneur. Please welcome on stage Shri Basavraj from the Department of Religious and Charitable Endowments, Karnataka. Can we have Mr. Shivashankarappa, Chairman of the Karnataka Public Services Commission, on stage. Mr. Rukmangada Babu, Director, Maitri Rotary Club. Mr. B.S. Purushottam, Executive Director of Karnataka Residential Education Society. And last but not the least, Sister Pavitra, Senior Raj Yoga Teacher of the Brahma Kumaris University. Request our sisters to felicitate our guests and light the ceremonial light. We would also like to call on stage Mr. Srinivas Raju. Do we have Purushottam Bhai here? Executive Director of Karnataka Residential Education Society. As our guests light the candle on stage, let us also light the light within our hearts and minds and soul.
दिया दुआ का हम जलाएं
Sister Shivani says, can we also light the lights on our phone? Can we all switch on our phone torches and be a part of the lighting of the lamp? We're also lighting the light within our souls. Let's have all our mobile torch lights on, please. Wave them in the air.
दिया वो माटी का जो आंधियों से लड़ता है, तू दाता का दिया क्यों मुश्किलों से डरता है। दिया वो माटी का जो आंधियों से लड़ता है, तू दाता का दिया क्यों मुश्किलों से डरता है। ऐसे ख्यालों से जहां को जगमगाए,
ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति।
ऐसे ख्यालों से जहां
Look around at this beautiful pool of light.
प्यार का हम ऐसा सिलसिला चलाए,
प्यार का सिलसिला हम चलाए।
एक दिया दुआ का हम जलाए, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा मिटाए। माटी के बदले दिया जलाए मन का, ज्ञान से हर कोना रोशन जीवन आंगन का। माटी के बदले दिया जलाए मन का, ज्ञान से हर कोना रोशन जीवन आंगन का। प्रभु प्रेम की लगन दिल में ऐसे लगाए,
ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति ओम शांति।
प्रभु प्रेम की लगन दिल में ऐसी लगाए, प्यार का हम ऐसा सिलसिला चलाए।
प्यार का सिलसिला हम चलाए।
एक दिया दुआ का हम जलाए, रोशनी से दिल का अंधियारा।
I would request our dignitaries to remain on stage, please. I would request our dignitaries to remain on stage. Can we have the house lights back on? Thank you so much for participating in the lighting of the lamp with us. Like I said, we are launching a very special book. This book is called Just a Minute Meditation, and it's available for all of you. And it's a supreme fortune कि शिवानी दीदी के साथ साथ सभी dignitaries हमारे साथ आज ये बुक लॉन्च कर रहे हैं। बहुत क्रिएटिवली, बहुत नई तरीके से, वेरी पिक्टोरियल रिप्रेजेंटेशंस, ये बड़ों के लिए, बच्चों के लिए, किसी भी एज ग्रुप के लिए लागू होती है ये कमेंट्रीज। सो मेक श्योर यू ग्रैब अ कॉपी ऑफ द जस्ट अ मिनट meditation book from our literature counters, book counters outside. It will, I guarantee, change your lives. बहुत खूबसूरत commentaries है ये, एक मिनट की commentaries सिर्फ 30 for 30 days of the month. आप book open करिए, जो commentary आपको मिलेगी, I promise you that is the commentary you need that day. Can we have all our dignitaries hold the book? Thank you so much. I would request all our dignitaries to take their place in the audience. I would now like to invite the person who has supported this entire mission for the last 3 months. She is over 75 years, but filled with so much energy that transcends to all of us. And before I call her on stage, I would also like to thank the people who are sitting in the hall next door, because this hall is full here and have come from far to listen to Sister Shivani. May I call upon stage Sister Leela to deliver the welcome address, to welcome you all and welcome Sister Shivani. Leela Didi, can we please?
ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ, ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಇಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಪವಿತ್ರವಾದಂತಹ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಪವಿತ್ರವಾದಂಥ ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನು ಸ್ಮೃತಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ನಿತ್ಯ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಪರಂಪಿತ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ, ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ತಂದೆ, ಆ ಭಗವಂತನನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಸರ್ವಶಕ್ತಿವಂತ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮನನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೆನಪನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇ ಆದರೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಒಂಥರ ಸಂತೋಷ, ಶಾಂತಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾಲದಿಂದಲೂ ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯರು ಆದಿ ಸನಾತನ ದೇವಿ ದೇವತಾ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಥರು, ಋಷಿ ಮುನಿಗಳು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಮತ್ತು ಆ ವಾತಾವರಣವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ದು ಅನೇಕ ವಿಧವಾದಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ್ಯೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ವಿಧವಾದಂಥ ಒತ್ತಡಗಳೇನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹ ನಾವು ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಇದನ್ನು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ನಮಗೇನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಥ ನಿಮಿಷಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೀ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲ ಕಳೆದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ವ್ಯರ್ಥವಾಗಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ವ್ಯರ್ಥವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ವ್ಯರ್ಥ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಸಹ. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಹ ಈ ಪಣವನ್ನು ತೊಟ್ಟಣಂತೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ದಿನ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪುನಃ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಶಾಂತಿ, ಪ್ರೇಮ, ಪವಿತ್ರತೆ, ಆನಂದವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿವಸ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಒಂದು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಉಂಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಈಶ್ವರೀಯ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರೂ ಸಹ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 3:30ಯಿಂದ 4:30ವರೆಗೂ ಅಥವಾ 4 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 4:45ವರೆಗೂ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ 6:30ರಿಂದ 7:30ವರೆಗೂ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ತಾವು 1 ನಿಮಿಷ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ ಉಂಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಒಂದು ಈಶ್ವರಿ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಸಮೀಪದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೇಂದ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ತಪ್ಪದೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 ದಿವಸಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಯೋಗ ಶಿಬಿರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 7, 8, 9 ಅಂದರೆ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ, ಶನಿವಾರ, ಭಾನುವಾರ ಅದು ನಮಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ರಜೆ ದಿನಗಳು ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ತಮಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ 7 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 8 ಮತ್ತು ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ 7 ಗಂಟೆಯಿಂದ 8. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಪುನಃ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹ ತಿಳಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ ವಿವರವಾಗಿ. ಆದರೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಇದೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಶಿವಾನಿ ಬೇಂಜಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಒಂದು ಸಂಕಲ್ಪ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಸಿದ್ಧಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಶಿವಾನಿ ಬೇಂಜಿ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ನಿರ್ಮಲವಾದಂತಹ ಪವಿತ್ರವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದೇವಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶಿವ ವಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಶಿವಶಕ್ತಿ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವರ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರೆಷ್ಟೋ ತಮ್ಮ ಅನುಭವಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದನ್ನು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಹಳ ದಿವಸದಿಂದಲೂ ಸಹ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಂಜಿಯವರ ಅಥವಾ ದೀದಿಯಜ್ಜಿಯವರ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಪುನಃ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾವು ನಿರ್ಮಲವಾದಂತಹ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತವಾದ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಾಸ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗೋಗಿದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಕೇವಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕನೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಂಧ್ರ, ಗುಜರಾತು ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹ ಇದು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅನೇಕ ವಿಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸಹಯೋಗ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಇದನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಶಿವಾನಿ ಬೇಂಜಿಯವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದೇನು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನೇ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಈಶ್ವರನ ಸೇವೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸಿ ಮತ್ತು ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ಇದರ ಒಂದು ಸಹಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ, ಅವರ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಅಡೆತಡೆಗಳೇನು ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹ ಅವರು ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ದೃಢತ್ವವನ್ನು ತುಂಬ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ತಮಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಅವರನ್ನು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತೀರಿ. ಅವರು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಗೌರವ ಉಂಟು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರವನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅರ್ಥವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ತಪ್ಪದೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ये सभी आप बहन जी जो दीदी शिवानी बहन जी है, बहुत कितने अच्छे अच्छे बातें सुनाते हैं रोज़ भी. वो सुनते ही अनेक मनुष्यात्माओं के जीवन जो है वो परिवर्तन हो रहा है. और ऐसे दीदी को हम सभी प्राप्त किए हुए हैं. तो इसलिए हम बहन जी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं कि अनेकों के जीवन के उद्धार के लिए बहन दीदी ने अवतरित हुए हैं. ऐसे बहन जी को हम अपने कर्नाटक में प्राप्त किए हैं, अपने कर्नाटक में बुलाया हुआ है, वो पधारे हैं. तो उनके जो महावाक्य सुन करके अपने जीवन को स्वयं परिवर्तन भी करेंगे और दूसरों को भी परिवर्तन जरूर कराएंगे. ये संदेश सभी को आप भी देने का है. तो इसलिए मैं बहुत बहुत बेन जी के लिए शुक्रिया याद करेंगे. ओम शांति, ओम शांति.
Thank you, Didi ji. I would like to request Sister Geeta to just share her words of wisdom and blessings, because she has managed this entire project and the launch of our book as well. Can I call upon stage Sister Geeta to deliver her blessings?
ओम शांति. आप सब लोग 4 o'clock से शायद बैठे बैठे थक गए होंगे. सभी को हवा आ रहा है ना, आराम से बैठे हो. अभी तक गए हैं तो हमारा शिवानी दीदी का नेक्स्ट प्रोग्राम है. आप सुन करके सब फ्रेश हो जाएंगे, खुश हो जाएंगे. बहुत दूर दूर से आप लोग आए हो, बहुत समय से बैठे हो. सभी को एनर्जी मिल जाएगा एकदम. ओके, ऐसा चांस आप लोग कभी नहीं मिस नहीं करना, क्योंकि अभी नहीं तो कभी नहीं. ऐसा प्रोग्राम बार बार हम नहीं कर सकते हैं. इसलिए आप सब लोग लाभ लेना है, स्कैन करना है, मेडिटेशन करना है. एक दिन हम सब जाएंगे ना भगवान के पास, उसके पहले हमें प्रैक्टिस करना है. थैंक यू. ओम शांति.
I know Sister Shivani needs no introduction, but there may be a few things you may not know about her. So can I call upon stage Brother Vaibhav, who is an entrepreneur, an author, a Raj Yoga practitioner, to introduce the person who does not need any introduction, Sister Shivani. I think we'll start off with the program directly. Just 2 announcements and we'll hand it over to Sister Shivani and not come back. As we exit, please collect a small token of our gift, a small piece of prasad for all of you on your way out. Make sure to take that. We lovingly call it toli, so make sure to take your toli. Do take your Just a Minute book. Do scan and join the Just a Minute project. Thank you. Have a very good evening, and over to Sister Shivani.
ओम शांति. इट्स वेरी चिली इनसाइड हियर, है ना. ठंड लग रही है ना, थोड़ी थोड़ी. नहीं लग रही? सोचोगे तो लगने लग जाएगी. अगर सोचोगे बहुत गर्मी है तो ज़्यादा गर्मी लगने लग जाएगी. अगर सोचोगे एसी नहीं चल रहा तो बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगा। तो हम सब पहले 1 मिनट साइलेंस में बैठेंगे। I just want to ask you one thing. Should we speak in Hindi or in English? Both? How many of you don't understand Hindi? And how many don't understand English? Everybody understands. Perfect. And what we are going to discuss today is actually a third language. It's neither Hindi nor English. It's another language. So everyone who's standing will sit. All Sevadaris will sit. First we settle the body. Then we silence the phone. And then we come to the mind. Take 3 deep breaths and relax the body. 3 deep. Inhale, exhale, and relax the body. And bring your attention to the center of the forehead. And visualize here a shining point of light. Just visualize where we apply the tilak. Visualize a little star. The energy which is the master of this body. And create this thought within. I, the being, am the master of this body. I am the creator of my every thought, every feeling, and every word. I am the creator. I have a choice what to think, how to feel, what to say, and how to behave. It's my choice. I am a powerful being. I am a loveful being. I radiate love and respect to everyone. I only give, and give. I am a happy being. Whatever may be the situation, I'm always happy. It's my nature. It's my personality. It's who I am. And visualize as you are creating these thoughts, the vibration of that thought is radiating to your body. Visualize this. Energy is flowing from here and radiating to my body. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. We're living in a world where we have started believing that my mind is dependent on situations and people's behavior. Like right now, our mind is dependent on the air conditioner. Just raise your hands. How many of you believe that you create your thoughts and feelings? Acha, we all believe this. Now, how many of you use this vocabulary which says, I'm irritated because of, I'm angry because of this AC not working? For 3 months they're preparing a program and on the last day the AC doesn't work. ऐसा भी होता है क्या कभी? ये कोई तैयारी की है? Is this how you do a program? How are we going to stitch in such a big crowd in such a stuffy weather? Just start thinking. The AC will still be what it is, but my temperature will start rising only because of the thoughts that I start creating. But when I create those kind of thoughts, I don't believe I'm doing anything wrong because I say, it is that way, so I'm going to feel that way. And so my mind becomes dependent on situations and people. And so my vocabulary says, I'm irritated because of, I'm upset because of, I'm angry because of, I'm happy because of, I'm peaceful because of. So everything that I'm here is because of something happening outside. So then who is the creator of my thoughts and emotions? I or the situation? Who is the creator of my thoughts and feelings? I or the situation? If I use this vocabulary, and that's why we said today we're going to speak a third vocabulary, not Hindi or English. If I use a vocabulary which keeps on blaming everything for how I'm feeling, then my feeling perfect will be dependent on the world being perfect. My feeling happy will be dependent on people around me being my way. My feeling powerful will be dependent on people listening to what I'm asking them to do. And for that, I need everyone around me to be my way and every situation to be my way. Do you think people can be your way? Do you think people can be your way? No. Can situations be our way? Since 3 days, they were testing this hall. Since 3 days, they were testing this hall. But that is life. You plan, you prepare, you do everything. Be perfect and accurate in your preparation and planning for everything that you want to do in life. But if that scene of life doesn't turn out to be the way you want it to be, along with preparing the life situation to be perfect, you also have to prepare for your mind to be perfect. Is it possible to have a perfect mind always? Possible to have a perfect mind always? Okay, we're going to do a little exercise. We're going to check how powerful is our mind. Okay? Let's check how powerful is our mind. The world today is talking about emotional quotient and emotional health. Close your eyes. And we're going to evaluate our emotional health. Like we evaluate our physical health, we have tests, we have scans, we have blood checkup. But there is no scan or test for our emotional health. That is something we have to do for ourselves. So I will share some guidelines with you, and you will check and grade yourself. Close your eyes. We are not going to look at what other people are going to do. We are going to grade on the basis of 1 to 10. 10 will be a high emotional quotient and 1 will be a low emotional quotient. Criteria being, whenever a situation is not my way, do I react or do I respond with ease and stability? Rank on a grade of 1 to 10. And if I react, what is the magnitude of my reaction? Is it just a little disturbance? Or does it translate into an anger or an aggression or a hurt? And if I react, for how long do I remain disturbed? For how long does it remain on my mind? Is it just a few seconds? Or it can stay for minutes or even hours or even days? If someone does something which is not my way, am I able to accept them? Or does having expectations be a normal way of being? And if someone does something which is really wrong, am I able to forgive? Or do I hold on to that pain? Evaluate all this and rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Grade yourself. Now close your eyes. You're not going to see the other person's marks. And just raise your hands. 10 on 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 have not come. Nobody is going to be 1 over here. 1 doesn't think of starting the journey to change themselves. How many of us want to reach 10? And how many believe it's possible to reach 10? Living in Bangalore. Not reach 10, leaving everything, sitting in silence, meditating the entire day, always calm, always stable, very peaceful, very powerful. No. Being at home, nurturing my family, working, doing everything and traveling up and down every day, remaining calm and stable and powerful. It's only an emotional fitness. It's only a fitness. We all work hard for fitness of the body, but we haven't been taking care of the fitness of the mind. And that is called emotional fitness. And that is called emotional quotient. And that is called emotional health. And the need of that is really increased now because suddenly there is a rise in mental health issues. children feeling anxious, experiencing anxiety, feeling low, feeling depressed, and then even experiencing clinical depression. The figures are very high. Presently in Bharat, 1 in 5, 1 in every 5 is experiencing a mental health issue. And ours is not the country which should be facing mental health issues. Ours is a country which is very rich in spiritual principles, meditation, yoga, pranayam, community living, seva bhav, family structures. We should not be talking about depression. But the figures are very high. And now it is our responsibility to take care of our emotional health so that we don't ever tip off to a mental health issue and don't allow anyone around us to go there. So first step, we're going to shift from living a life of blame to taking personal responsibility. Now, what is a blame? I'm feeling like this because of. And what is personal responsibility? I'm feeling like this because of. Where does the finger go? One is I'm feeling like this because of. And the other is I'm feeling like this because of. Where does the finger go? Put it here. Put it here. You have to remember this. Thoughts are created here. So every time I say, they hurt me, they insulted me, they disrespected me, they did something. They did do something which was not right. But they can only stand there and say what they have to say. They can cheat me, they can betray me, they can lie to me, they can even hit me. But can anybody enter my mind and hurt me? Is it possible that anyone can enter your mind and hurt you? Possible? Can anyone enter into our mind and hurt us? Possible? Possible? Yes or no? No. So where is the hurt? The cheating is here, the betrayal is here, the hitting is here, the hurt is here. And this is the only place when no one can enter inside me. And yet I'm living my life, you hurt me. How many of you have people who have hurt you? Bring them right now on the screen of your mind. And just see what they did that day. And what they did was not right. It was not right. But what they did was here. And the hurt was not what they created. The hurt was created based on what I thought about what they did. Again, going back to the AC is not working, it's not right. It should be working. But if we are 5,000 people here in this room, 5,000 people are going to have different thoughts about this same situation. Right or wrong? Same situation. But same situation, different people, different thoughts. And so different thoughts means different reactions. And someone could be criticizing it. Someone will be getting angry. Someone would be compassionate, thinking they tried their best, not in our hands. And someone would be, let me just relax and focus on what I'm listening. Why am I thinking about the AC also? It's all a choice. The AC is not working is a situation outside. What I create here is not decided by the AC, that is decided by me. Don't say I'm irritated because of the AC. Say I'm irritated because I choose to create that irritation and I have an option to create something else. So who created our hurt? Who created our hurt? Put a finger on them. Who created my hurt? Put quickly. Put. Very important. Who hurt me? I. And now whom do I have to forgive? I. Life becomes so simple. Otherwise, a long list of people who hurt me, and a long list of people who should apologize, and a long list of people who I'm not able to forgive, and the list only gets longer. Close your eyes, bring them here. Bring them here. And see what they did. What they did, what they said, how they behaved. And maybe they do that repeatedly. It was not just a one incident. It's their behavior, it's their sanskar. And see the difference. That is they, this is I. That is they, this is I. What they did, what they said, it was their energy. They created that energy and they experienced that energy. And their energy was their karma. And their karma will create their destiny. What I thought about what they did, what I thought about what they did, or even what I'm thinking right now about what they did, is my energy. See the difference between the two energies. What they did, their energy. What I think about what they did, my energy. My energy is my creation. My energy is my karma. And my karma is my destiny. And today, I have a choice. Even if I have held on to that pain for very long, today I have a choice to release and let go. This is meditation. Is it possible to forgive them? Is it possible to forgive them? Yes or no? Do you want to forgive them? Do you want to bless them? Do you want to bless them? Should we bless them? Why should we bless them? Why should I bless somebody who's done wrong to me? Because, see this now. Place them on the left hand and you sit on your right hand. Put it here. When they do what they do, they are emotionally not in their best state of mind. And so their vibration is down. So put them at 20. They are down that time. What did they do? They cheated, they disobeyed, they lied, they broke their trust, whatever. It's here. Vibration of 20. If I feel hurt, if I'm not able to forgive, if I hold on to that pain, then where does my vibration also start going? Lower. And I'll end up going at a vibration which is very similar to them. I've gone down. They went down because of cheating. I went down because of hurt. But both are lower vibrational energies. And when I come to a vibration which is near to them, their energies will hit me even more. So in order to protect myself, where do I have to go? Where do I have to go? Up. How much? Just a little, a little, a little, or here? If I hold on to what they have done, I will be here. If I release, I will move up. If I forgive, I will move up higher. And if I bless, I go there. The higher I go, that is distancing. What was the first rule of protection in COVID? Distancing. You don't want to catch the infection? Distance. Now that was physical distancing. This is vibrational distancing. Don't be on a vibration closer to the people who are not right to you. We have to be like this. And when I move up in my vibration, 1, It's not reaching me anymore. How does energy flow? Down to up or up to down? How does energy flow? Up to down. So when I'm like this, their energy cannot reach me. And my energy, it can reach them. And my energy can reach them and heal them. We can either catch the infection of the other person, or we can protect ourselves and be a caregiver and heal them. The choice is not theirs, the choice is ours. They don't have the power. I have the power. The power is with me. Don't give the remote control to other people. Let's not live like a victim. Bichara mein, bichari mein, the world is unfair to me. The world is going through a lot of turmoil. People are not with healthy minds. And we say, look at how they're talking to me. They're only going to talk to you the way they are feeling inside. Anybody ever experienced viral fever? Viral fever? Anubhav kiya kabhi? And when you're going through that viral, even if somebody brings you the best kheer, you're going to say, chhi, acha nahi hai. Does the kheer get hurt? Does the kheer get hurt? The kheer is what the kheer is. You're not well, so you're not liking the kheer, so you're not going to have anything nice to say about the kheer. But when someone doesn't have a nice thing to say about me, we say, how could they say this to me? They could say this because they're feeling that way right now. And they have a choice of how to feel. I have a choice of how to feel in response to what they are feeling. They have their power, I have my power. Everyone has a choice to what they're going to think and feel. Is everybody allowed to have an opinion about me? Are people allowed to have an opinion about me? Yes or no? How many of you like the dress which you're wearing? Check what you're wearing. Do you like it? Good. Now, if we had to just call up someone on the stage and we ask 5,000 people, how do you like their dress? Do you think everybody's going to say, wow, 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 very good, excellent, beautiful? Even though they might just say it just to 5,000 people means 5,000 sanskars. And 5,000 sanskars means 5,000 choices. Is it okay if someone likes it? Someone finds it okay, average. Someone doesn't like it. And someone just can't stand it. Is there a possibility that we'll find 4 types of people here? Yes or no? Yes? Are you fine with that? Are you fine with that? And if someone comes up to you and says, I don't like what you're wearing, is that okay? No? Why no? Why no? Why should people come and lie and say, हाँ बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हो, बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हो? Why can't they tell the truth? They don't like it. Think. It's very important. This is emotional independence. Is it okay that people come up to you and say, I don't like what you're wearing? Can you remain stable with that? Raise your hands, how many ready to remain stable with that? बाकी सबको क्या हुआ? Their choice, their sanskar. Someone's wearing a bright red sari. Very pretty. Her choice. For someone else, it would be very bright. Different sanskars, different choices, different opinion. Respect the opinion of the other person. So is it okay if people come up to me and say, I don't like what you're wearing? Next time if somebody says, what is this what you're wearing? Can you remain untouched by the virus coming from that side? Yes, ready? Raise your hands, who's ready? Perfect. Now, if someone comes up to you and says, I don't like you, is it okay? Is it okay? Yes or no? different people, different sanskars, different choices, different opinions, different taste. We don't need to stand like this in front of the world and say, please like me. ये अच्छा लगता है ऐसा? Please मुझे like करो. And जब से we've got social media, it's not just मुझे like करो, मेरी फोटो को भी like करो. So what social media is doing, मतलब social media is not doing, we are doing using social media, it's increasing our sanskar of being like this. This is not emotional health. What is emotional health? Like this or like this? हाथ रखो ऐसे. क्या अच्छा लगता है? चाहिए, चाहिए, चाहिए या देना, देना, देना? What feels richer? What feels power? What feels nicer? But literally, how are we standing during the day? Please be nice to me. Please be respectful to me. Please do what I'm asking you to do. Please listen to me. It's all like this. Giving an advice, giving an instruction is different. But standing like this, please be my way, makes us emotionally very, very weak. Is it normal to have expectations from people? Is it normal to have expectations from people? Yes or no? Yes? Normal to have expectations from people? And that is where, okay, let's do another exercise. Hold your left and right hand. I'm going to say a few words. You're going to choose on which side you're going to put them. The right side is normal, and the left side is an emotional disease. The right side is normal, and the left side is emotional discomfort, emotional disease. Start. Ready? Ready? And when you place it there, just raise your hand so we know which one we're raising. And it's going to go fast, okay? So not too much time to think. Stress. Chalo. Stress, which one? Left or right? Normal or uncomfortable? Uncomfortable. So left is uncomfortable, right is normal. It's very important which one is normal. Stress, left. Anger, calm, patience, irritation, criticism, appreciation, comparison, self-respect, expectations. Which one? Expectation normal or not normal? Not normal. We are recording that and putting on national television. Expectation not normal for everybody sitting over here. Acceptance. Right. Attachment. Huh? Really? Attachment left or right? Attachment left or right? Love. So from today, attachment finished? Do you see the two lists? While we sit here, it's so clear which one is normal and which one is not. And yet when we are back there, we're using more of this list. And that is why the emotional fitness levels are going down. So when we say expectation is normal, what we are saying is, it's normal for me to want people to be my way. So spirituality helps me to understand people by helping me to understand myself. If we had to introduce ourselves today, our introduction would start with our name, our designation, our role, our position. When you look at yourself in the mirror, say, how am I looking today? Don't we say, how am I looking today? Is this body I or is it mine? Is this body I or is this mine? Sure? So tomorrow morning, when you look at yourself in the mirror, don't say, how am I looking today? What's the language going to be? What's the language going to be? Because I cannot be seen. So you cannot say, how am I looking? You can ask, how am I feeling today? Not how am I looking today? Of course, how you're feeling will show on your face. So the biggest illusion was, who am I? And because we didn't know ourselves, we didn't understand other people. We didn't understand family. We didn't understand children. And that is the reason why expectations became normal. And that is the reason why attachment became normal. And that is the reason why conflict became normal. Let's take this in right now. This body is mine. This name is mine. This role and position is mine. This family is mine. And who am I? Who am I who's saying this is mine? Who is saying this is mine, this is mine, this is mine? Who am I? Who am I? I am that energy which is saying this is mine. And that energy is called by different names in different languages. We can call it energy, we can call it power, we can call it light, we can call it consciousness, we can call it spirit, we can call it the soul. It's just energy. When the doctor is taking a patient for a surgery, the doctor will say, sister, take Mr. So-and-so inside. In case things don't work out, the doctor will say, sister, take the body out. Everything changed. While going in, it was take the person in. While going out, it is take the body out. Then the family will ask the doctor, Doctor साहब, हम body को घर कब लेकर जा सकते हैं? They will not ask the doctor, doctor, when can I take my mummy home? When can I take my papa home? They will say, when can I take the body home? Looking wise, everything looks the same. But the energy, the battery of that system. So that is I, and that is everybody else also. But when I forget that is I, and I only believe I am this role, this position, then I'm looking at everyone that way. So the first understanding to start meditating, this body is mine, and I, the energy, am the master of this body, which we call I am the soul. Now, second step, very important. What does the soul do throughout the day? First step, the soul creates thoughts. And when I'm creating thoughts, it's called the mind. Then, once I create a series of thoughts, the intellect takes a decision. Should I do this or should I do that? You received the invitation of this program. You create thoughts. Should I go? Should I not go? The mind will create lots of thoughts. Now for you, the intellect took a decision, I will go. For some, the intellect took a decision, no, I cannot go. Karma changed. Any karma we do repeatedly, it will become a sanskar. So today you come to learn meditation. Next week again you come. The following week you again come. And within a month or two, meditation is now not a decision. Meditation is now a personality. So I, the soul, plays three functions. I think, I decide, I create a sanskar. This is very, very important to understand, people. I think, I decide, and then I create sanskars. Now, every soul has 5 types of sanskars. First type of sanskars, the sanskars which the soul carries from past births. Because we know I am an energy, So death means the body is finished. But I am energy. So energy neither gets created, neither gets destroyed. The energy just leaves this body, and where does it go? Where will it go? It will enter the womb of a mother, and after a few months, a baby born. How many of you have 2 children or more than 2 children? And how many of you feel their natures are different? So it is something to think about. Same parents, same family, same school, same upbringing, everything same. Why are their sanskars so different? Because they are not just 2 children. They are 2 souls on a journey who have come to my family. This starts making understanding people very easy. So every soul carries 5 types of sanskars. First, we have to have this very clear here. It's like a CD with 5 folders. First folder, past birth sanskars. A very, very big folder there. Second folder, sanskars that we get from family. Do you feel you have some sanskars from family, from parents? How many of you feel this sanskar is from this? There, that's the sanskar. So second folder, family. Third folder, environment. Which city, which school, which friends, and today, which media. Today media is also environment. जिसको हम हिंदी में कहते हैं संग का रंग. बच्चा जब स्कूल जाता है, suddenly this child starts talking new words, a different vocabulary, and the parents say, स्कूल जाने लग गया ना, रंग लग गया. And then the child after schooling goes to university, goes to another country. And when the child returns, the child is a little different. Then parents say, विदेश होकर आया ना, रंग लग गया है. Sanskars change. Sanskars change. So first folder, past birth. Second folder, family. Third folder, environment. Fourth folder, willpower. My own willpower. So I may have any sanskar from family, from past, from environment. I can use my willpower to change a sanskar. Is it possible to change sanskars? Is it possible to change sanskars? How many of you have changed a sanskar? Not a habit, a sanskar. What is a habit? Habit is eating, drinking, exercising. Habit is in the doing. Sanskar is in the being. Changed a sanskar? Yes. So those are sanskars changed due to willpower. All these 4 folders are different for all of us. So your 2 children will have 2 different sets of 4 folders. Now most important is the 5th folder, which is common on everyone. And meditation means opening the files from that 5th folder. And that 5th folder is the original sanskars of every soul. Original color. And there are 7 sanskars in that folder. First sanskar is purity. How many of us like purity? Everybody. Second sanskar, peace. Everybody. Third sanskar, love. Everybody. Fourth sanskar, happiness. Everybody. Fifth sanskar, power. Sixth sanskar, wisdom, knowledge. And seventh sanskar, bliss. Sato guni atma. 7 संस्कारों से बनी हुई आत्मा. 7 sanskars is our original nature. I am purity. बोलिए, I am purity. I am peace. I am love. I am power. I am happy. I am wise. And I am bliss. Now, if you look at these 7 sanskars, these are the 7 sanskars for which we are looking outside today. Peace, we want to go far away to find it. Love, we are standing in front of people, please love me. Happiness, we are spending all our money to buy it. Power, we want to control people. Wisdom, go online to search all the answers of life. Everything which is my sanskar, I'm looking for it outside because I forgot it is my sanskar. And so my vocabulary becomes, I want peace, I want love, I want happiness, I want power. The truth is, I am peace, I am love, I am happiness, I am power. Vocabulary change, destiny change. Vocabulary change, destiny changed. So from today, no saying, I want, I am. We just made a little mistake. We said, I am stressed, I want happiness. I am hurt, I want love. I am weak, I want power. How many of you want to give up a cup of tea but are not able to do it? And how many of us have not even thought of giving it up? Hota nahi, chhod do. And you know what we repeatedly say? We say, I cannot do without my cup of tea. Never ever say, for any object, for any substance, and never even for any person, I cannot live without. Because every time we are saying that, we are saying, I'm very, very weak, I'm dependent on this for myself. Have your cup of tea, read your newspaper, use your phone, and be with family, but never say, I cannot live without. Not to live like a victim in life, powerful. And so if you are not able to give up something, you just have to create a few sankalps every day and you say, I am power, I am a powerful being, I can do anything that I choose to do. I can make impossible possible. This is the easiest thing for me to do. Say it for a few days. Within a month, it will manifest. Now look at these 5 folders: past birth, family, environment, willpower, original. This dress is white, that's original. All the stains, 4 folders. Meditation means to tap that 5th folder and start opening the files from that 5th folder. Now, why do we have expectations from people? Because we are not looking at them as a soul on a journey. We are looking at them as my child, my husband, my father, my mother, my colleague, my staff. So we are looking at them as a role. And when we look at them as a role, we have a definition of how an ideal role should be. And then we keep matching them with that ideal and we say, I expect them to be that way. They are not a role. Please say this now. They are not a role. Boliye. They are not a role. They are a soul playing a role. They are a sanskar playing that role. Last month, there was an earthquake. Thousands and thousands of souls left their body in that. Can we just visualize what is the state of the soul while leaving the body in that kind of a scenario? Dikhega kya hoga? What will get recorded here? What will get recorded here? Pain, fear, panic. Now, the soul records pain, fear, panic, sees losing people, losing his family, losing everything that he or she had, and it gets recorded there. The soul enters the womb of the mother, baby born. How is that baby going to be? How is that child going to be? How is the child going to be? Now the child will cling on to that parent. मुझे छोड़ के नहीं जाना, मैं रात को अकेला नहीं रह सकता, आपको कुछ हो गया तो. And we are going to look at the child and say, अजीब है, कितना डरपोक है. And when that happens, the child is not meeting up to our expectations. Then we get hurt, we get worried, we criticize, we compare, we sometimes even ridicule them. Can we visualize that the child already came with pain, and our hurt, worry, criticism, and the failure of them being able to meet up to our expectations, what is it going to do to them? What is it going to do to them? We add pain to their pain. And we thought it was normal. Meditation means don't look at the sanskar which they have. Look at the original sanskar of that soul, which is power. Keep repeating that for them. It's like rubbing the stain of the white color till the white color emerges again. And we have the power to change not only our sanskars, we have the power to change their sanskars just by thinking right about them. That is power. Are you ready to change their sanskars for them? Ready? So we are not going to focus on the sanskar which is uncomfortable. We are going to focus on the sanskar which is in the 5th folder, which is their original sanskar. So if a child has a sanskar of fear, what are we going to say about the child? How is the soul? What are we going to say? How is the soul? Because we can change their sanskar. What are we going to say about them? How is the soul? You are a powerful soul. You are a confident soul. You are a fearless soul. You can do anything that you choose to do. He will say, no, मेरे को बहुत डर लगता है. बोलो नहीं, you are a very powerful soul. सोचते जाओ, बोलते जाओ और बहुत जल्दी उनको बदलते जाओ. That is the power of meditation. And it's very simple, very simple. But if we and everybody else and their friends in school, everybody says, डरपोक, 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 तो fear के साथ आए थे, but the fear only increases because we are rubbing on the stain. Instead of removing the stain, we are rubbing the stain and strengthening the stain. This is the power that we have. So when we say expectations, we are saying they should have the same sanskar as us. Now visualize. See yourself here. Come on, put the finger here. This is I. In the last 30, 40, 50 years, I have been in this body. Before this, another body. 100 years. Different family, different city, different situations, different sanskars. Before that, 100 years in another body. Different family, different situations, different sanskars. Before that, 100 years in another body. Long journey. Now, here. Now put a finger on your spouse. Soul on another long journey. 100 years, 100 years, 100 years, 100 years. And today we both are living together. Can we be the same? Can we be the same? Yes or no? Yes or no? Can we be the same? Can we have identical recordings? No. Is it normal to be different? So expectation is normal or acceptance is normal? We are saying they should be like me. And then when we are getting married, we do match the kundli. कितने गुण मिलते दोनों के? Even अगर सारे गुण मिल रहे हो सकता है थोड़े महीनों के बाद कोई भी गुण न मिले. And most important, even अगर कोई भी गुण न मिल रहा हो, बहुत ब्यूटीफुल रिश्ता बनाकर रह सकते हैं जीवन भर. Power is here. Power is here. Because the Janam Patri is only showing us the 4 folders which are different. And the reality is both the souls have the 5th folder which is the same. And 2 years later a baby is born with another set of sanskars. And then we say, ये बच्चा ऐसे कैसे है? Because their sanskars are different from us. But they are also a soul on a journey with the same 5th folder. So from today, our vocabulary is going to focus on the 5th folder of the sanskar for ourselves and also for them. Ready? Ready? Not to say, गुस्सा मेरा संस्कार है, मुझे बहुत बुरा लगता है, मैं hurt हो जाती हूँ. Enough. Never to use those words again. The more we talk about the weak sanskar, the stronger it becomes. The stronger it becomes. So meditation is based on 2 powers. The first power is the power of affirmation. And the second power is the power of visualization. We have to use these 2 powers. The power of affirmation and the power of visualization. What is the power of affirmation? Whatever I think and I repeat often, it will become a reality. And which is called as a spiritual law, sankalp se siddhi. Thoughts manifest. Please fit this equation here. Whatever thought I create and repeat often, it will become a reality. And that's why we said, अगर हम बार बार बोलेंगे बहुत गर्मी है, बहुत गर्मी है, बहुत गर्मी है, तो थोड़ी देर में ज़्यादा गर्मी लगेगी. एंड अगर हम बोलेंगे सब परफेक्ट है, सब परफेक्ट है, इट्स वेरी कंफर्टेबल, तो वहाँ कुछ ठीक हो ना हो, यहाँ ठीक हो जाएगा. बिकॉज यहाँ इज नॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन दैट, यहाँ इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन हाउ आई थिंक अबाउट द सिचुएशन. सो पावर ऑफ अफर्मेशन मीन्स जो हम सोचेंगे, जैसा हम सोचेंगे, and repeatedly thinking that way will become a pattern here, and that pattern will become a reality. Visualize yourself back after a long day of work, feeling a little tired. Okay? How much tired? A little tired. And then somebody asks you, how are you feeling? So I'm very tired today. The other person says, oh, you're very tired today? And the third person says, acha, you're tired today? I thought we'll go for a walk. The fourth person says, I was planning to go for a movie, but you're very tired today. And so everybody starts creating a sankalp. You're very tired, you're very tired, you're very tired. And that little tiredness, what happens to that? What is going to happen to that? We can take the situation from here to here, or we can take the situation from here to here. The magnifying lens is here. बात को छोटे से बड़ा बनाना या बात को बड़े से छोटा बनाना. The magnifying lens is here. Spirituality teaches us, Paramatma teaches us कि पहाड़ जैसी भी बात हो, पहाड़ को राई बना दो. राई मतलब मस्टर्ड सीड. फिर राई को रुई बना दो, मतलब कॉटन, और फूंक मार के उड़ा दो. इट्स वेरी सिंपल. बट इफ वी डोंट डू दैट, फिर हम राई को भी पहाड़ बना देते हैं. इन हिंदी देयर इज अ स्लोगन, जैसे छोटी छोटी बात राई को भी पहाड़ बना दिया है. So, अगर मैं राई को पहाड़ बनाऊं, I have a low EQ. And agar मैं पहाड़ को राई बनाकर रुई बना दूं, then my emotional quotient is very, very high. The lens is there. Now, simple first step. I'm going to start talking the vocabulary of affirmation. Along with affirmation, now the second power, visualization. The mind will create the thoughts, and the buddhi, the intellect, will visualize that. Just right now, go home. Use your power of visualization, go home. Enter into your house, open the door. Look at where everything is placed in the house. Is there a family member sitting at home? What are they doing right now? Go up to them, start talking to them. Say, I accept you as you are. I understand. You are a soul on a journey. Tell them a little bit about how the AC is not working in this hall. But the AC at home is working fine. Just sit there on the sofa. Sit on the sofa. Your AC is working perfectly fine at home. Third step. Feel that cold, that coolness in your house on that sofa with that AC. Feel it. Feel it. In fact, it's so cold, you have to tell your child temperature reduce kar thoda sa. Now come back. How many of us could see the house? दिखाई दिया? हाँ. लोग दिखाई दिए? हाँ. थोड़ा ठंडा लेकर आए वहां से? Could anybody feel? One was think, second was see, and third was feel. How many of you could feel the thandak of the house? Sachi. Yeah. Now this is meditation. This is meditation, and it's so simple. See how simple meditation is. Meditation means create a thought, visualize it, feel it, and repeated feeling it is becoming it. It becomes our reality. That is meditation. It's so simple. It is so simple. Think it, see it, feel it, daily feel it, become it. That is meditation. Now what we are going to do, we will use the first power, and that is the power of affirmation, and along that we will use the power of visualization. When both the powers are used, power of becoming that is very simple. There was an experiment done with the power of visualization where there were two study groups. One study group was asked to play the piano every day, 1 hour every day. And the other study group was asked to visualize playing the piano. See the two study groups? One is playing the piano, the other is visualizing playing the piano. And after 1 week, the brain patterns of both the groups were studied, which is called the EEG. And it was found that the recording on the brain was almost the same for both the groups. One who was actually playing the piano and the other one who was only visualizing how to play the piano. And then the research ended with the brain cannot differentiate between the real and the imaginary. For the brain, the recording is the same. That is the power of visualization. So when we use the uncomfortable sanskar of worrying, वैसे worry is left or right? Worry is left. Acha. We tell our children, I love you so much, that's why I worry for you. You should worry for those whom you don't love, not worry for those whom you love. Because if you worry for them, you're depleting their energy. Never do that to anybody. So when we worry for someone, we start seeing something. And what we start seeing, we start feeling that panic, even though nothing has happened in our life. Because for the brain, it is real, whether it's happening or whether you're just visualizing it. So power of affirmation and visualization is used to create miracles in the body. It's used for healing. At the Brahma Kumaris, we have a project which is called reversal of coronary artery disease. And it was done in association with DRDO. For 7 days, the person who has blockages, sometimes above 90%, sometimes 100% blockage, they come and stay for 1 week, right lifestyle and meditation on how to heal the heart. And this project has been going on for 10 years now. And more than 98% of the people have been able to release that blockage of the heart just using right lifestyle and power of meditation. Because who is creating the blockage in the heart? Who is creating the blockage in the heart? My lifestyle and my thought process. Then we go to the doctor and we get it cleared, which is fine. If it's chronic, we have to do it. But after that, we continue with the same lifestyle and then that blockage will again manifest. So always remember, the blockage in the body is after a few years after the blockage happens here. And so let's release it from here so that we never have to go to a hospital to release it from the body. So meditation, somebody says, can I heal my body with meditation? No. You can heal the soul with meditation, and a healed soul will heal the body. Because it is from here to here that the vibration is traveling. So when I change the sanskar here, the vibration radiating to my body will change. So using the power of affirmation and visualization, we can manifest whatever we want in our life. When we say I'm stressed, stress increases. When we say I'm calm and stable increases. Remember there was a movie with the song All Is Well? What was the song? We don't remember the song, but we remember All Is Well. Right? And what was that song teaching? That song was teaching power of affirmation. That song was saying, जब लाइफ में कुछ भी कंट्रोल में ना हो, सिर्फ एक बात बोल, all is well. That is affirmation. That is affirmation. And that's what we have to start using in our life. So suppose your body is not feeling well today, some aches and pains, some problem, and someone comes up to you and says, how are you feeling today? तो हमें क्या बोलना है? All is well. They're saying, how are you feeling today? What are we going to say? One thumb rule. अपने रोने दुनिया के सामने नहीं रोने हैं. नहीं रोने हैं. Why? Why? If you share your problem with people, only share where there's a solution. Your body is not well, tell the doctor. But everyone else you tell is only going to create an affirmation. They are not well, they are not well, they are not well. Somebody else meets them, how are they? They are not well, they are not well. Very soon, 10, 20 people are saying, she's not well, she's not well, she's not well. Tathastu. Ho gaya. Never tell anybody. Never ever tell anyone the problems of your life. Because very soon it's an affirmation which will go into society. Friends, relatives, everybody will be talking about it. with a very pure intention. Nothing wrong they are doing, but their pure intention has negative words because they are talking the current reality. Now, what is the way to do the affirmation? जो दिख रहा है वो नहीं बोलना है, जो देखना चाहते हैं वो बोलना है, और इसका मतलब है झूठ बोलना है. हाँ, झूठ बोलना है. Because it's a law. The law is not सृष्टि से संकल्प. The law is संकल्प से सृष्टि बनती है. The law is not reality creates my thoughts. The law is thoughts create my reality. So if my body is unwell, आप ये करके देखना आज. अब आप रात को घर जाएंगे, suppose something is hurting, just रात को सोने से पहले बोलना, बहुत दर्द हो रहा है, बहुत दर्द हो रहा है, बहुत दर्द हो रहा है. 4-5 बार वरदान दो और सो जाओ. और कोई आपको बोलेगा क्यों बार बार बोल रहे हो बहुत दर्द हो रहा है, तो भी से दर्द हो रहा है तो मैं वही बोलूंगा ना कि दर्द हो रहा है. नहीं, वो नहीं बोलना है. दैट इज द लॉ. फेक इट टिल यू मेक इट. दैट इज द लॉ. Say it repeatedly till it becomes a reality. So अगर दर्द हो रहा है, and anybody can try this, it will heal in one day. दर्द हो रहा है, you just have to sit with that part of the body and you say it's out, it's released, it's over, because there's an energy blockage there. This part of my body is perfect, healthy, perfect, healthy. ऐसे bless करो उसको और सो जाओ. And next 6 hours, 7 hours, your mind is going to radiate that energy to that part of the body. Perfect, healthy, perfect, healthy, perfect, healthy, perfect, healthy. संकल्प से सिद्धि, सुबह उठो, perfect, healthy. We were in a program in Mumbai and there was a TV actor. He met with an accident. His spine got injured. And the doctor said, you probably never ever stand up again. And the doctor said, even if you do, it won't be for more than 20 minutes at a stretch and you have to again lie down. And you're in one of the biggest cities of the country. He must have shown it to everybody. And everybody said almost the same thing because it was a reality. And he said, I had nothing to do except for lying down on my bed. So he said he started watching the program. And he came across one episode which says, say I am powerful, my body is perfect and healthy. And he said, I didn't believe it at all. But I had nothing better to do because I was just lying down. So he said, I just kept saying that. I'm powerful, my body is perfect and healthy. I'm powerful, my body is perfect and healthy. And he said, after a few days, I was just saying it continuously because I had nothing to do. My body is perfect and healthy, perfect and healthy, perfect and healthy. He said, even when I was brushing my teeth, I was saying, I'm powerful, my body is perfect and healthy. Continuous affirmation. After 3 months, he went to a very small town of the country. Most of you will not even know that town. That's how tiny it is. And there he met someone, a healer. And that healer just did this. Khada. And today he's normal, fine, running, acting, playing, doing everything. He reached up to there because of his power of affirmation and visualization. Repeatedly saying my body is perfect and healthy will manifest that reality into your life. It has worked always with everybody in every situation. There is never an exception. Never an exception because it's a law. So how do we use the power? Don't say what you're seeing, say what you want to see and see it very soon in your life. Close your eyes and choose anything you want to change in your life. Change anything you want in your life. Sanskar, health of the body, any relationship, anything at work, anyone at home. Choose anything. And second step, now create that affirmation for that situation. And what is the vocabulary of the affirmation? जो दिख रहा है वो नहीं बोलना है, जो देखना चाहते हैं वो बोलना है. And the language is not it should be like this, the language is it already is. Not that my body should be healthy, could be healthy, wish it was healthy, hope it is healthy. No, my body is perfect and healthy. Not I should be peaceful, I want peace. No, I am a peaceful soul. Create for that specific situation. Create हो गया? हाथ उठाओ. आ गया? कैसे करना है? Easy है? Easy है? The language is important. One word here and there and the whole affirmation will change. It should not be, it should be, could be, would be, wish, hope, nothing. It already is. Now, let's create a set of affirmations right now. They are going to be our 1 minute meditation. If you have something to write, you write, or you remember, or you just record on your phone. But you have it with you. First affirmation, which means the first sankalp. I am a powerful soul. मैं शक्तिशाली आत्मा हूँ. I am a powerful soul. Second, I am always happy. I am always happy. Third, I am fearless. I am confident. Fourth, I am calm and stable in every situation. I am calm and stable in every situation. Fifth, I forgive, I forget. Past is past, it's over. I release, I forgive, I forget. Sixth, my mind and body is perfect, healthy, always. Every word is important. My mind and body is perfect and healthy always. If any parameter of the body is not normal, you can put an affirmation for that. My cholesterol level is normal. Put the figure there. My sugar levels are normal. Put the figure there. Then an affirmation for relationships. I accept people. People accept me. My relationships stand on respect and trust. And a very important affirmation, my family is united always. Then an affirmation for our work. Whatever you want to achieve, the affirmation will be, I have already achieved, fill in the blank. A child studying can write their marks there. I have already achieved, fill in the blanks. My concentration is highest. I am focused. That is for students. Success is certain for me. God's power and blessings is a divine circle of protection around me. Visualize this, a white divine light circle of energy all around you. There are a lot of vibrations around us. To protect ourselves from that vibrations, we visualize the highest vibrational energy circle around us. And now in this you can add any of your affirmation which you want to manifest. And now we can put it down. When we gently say this affirmation, we also visualize it. If we do it very slowly and gradually, it will be our 1-minute meditation. I am powerful, I am peaceful, I am always happy, I release, I forgive, I let go, I accept, I am healthy. 1 minute. Now the timing is very important when we are going to do it. First thing in the morning. It should be our first thought of the morning. Open your eyes. Gratitude. I am powerful, I am peaceful, I am happy, I am successful, healthy. Just say it straight. 1-minute meditation. Last thought before I go to sleep. Never, ever, ever go to sleep with a problem on your mind. Even if there is a problem in your life, create an affirmation for that and use that and then go to sleep. The best thing is to keep a diary near your pillow and write your affirmations before you sleep. So first thought in the morning, last thought before going to sleep. 1 minute or a little lesser than that, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, just before our meal. Food absorbs our vibrations. Never eat without pausing to meditate and energize your food. Because you will say, I'm happy, I'm powerful, I'm peaceful, but the food would have got energies of hurry, pain, stress, worry, and very soon everything will disappear from here. Never ever eat without taking that 30-second pause. Never ever. Food and water is the easiest way to catch emotional infection. Easiest. Anytime you're feeling a little different without any situation, a little irritated, a little hurt, a little pain, just check who cooked for you that day and what was their mood. Direct mind-to-mind transfer of energy is through food and water. Can we take a 20-second pause before we eat? Yes. And that same 20-second pause before we have our glass of water. Hold your glass of water like this. Just hold, visualize your glass of water like this. And just look at the water and say, I'm powerful, I'm always happy, I'm peaceful, my body is perfect, healthy, my relationships are strong, success is certain, God's power and blessings are a circle of protection around me. Easy? Easy? Easy, not easy? Kitna easy? Kitna easy? Bahut easy. Just do it every day for at least a month. And within a month, thought process coding will start changing. And once this changes, everything starts changing here. We using today the power of science. We're using the power of money. We're using the power of position, but we are not using the power of mind. And meditation means using the power of mind to create your destiny. And that's the most important power. We're going through a time of uncertainty. In the coming times, we don't know what all is going to happen. And in all those times, there is only one power which can save us, and that is this power which is not dependent on what's happening on the planet. It's my power. And so meditation is not an option anymore. Meditation needs to become our personality, our reality. How many of you have ever come to the center to learn the Raj Yoga meditation? You've learnt the Raj Yoga. How many have not yet learnt the Raj Yoga meditation? Oh. 3 days, just 3 days, 1 hour every day. Are you ready to invest 3 hours? Who's ready to invest 3 hours? Very good. And the most beautiful thing is, when you learn how to meditate, the power is not just yours. The power starts radiating to everybody around you. It's like charge your battery and then charge other people's battery with your battery. That's the power. So next weekend, that's a Friday, Saturday, a Sunday, and it's a long weekend, it's a holiday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at every Brahma Kumaris meditation center of the city, every meditation center, we are going to have the 3 days meditation course. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7th, 8th, 9th. 2 timings, we choose whichever one suits us. One is 7 to 8 in the morning, and the other one is 7 to 8 in the evening. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, please note it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 to 8 in the morning or 7 to 8 in the evening, any one time. And in case those 3 days don't suit you, or those 2 timings don't suit you, any day, any time, choice is yours. Nothing can be more easier than that. Any day, any time. But do take out these 3 hours to invest. Meditation needs to be taught even to little children. Even to little children. Sit back, let's do it right now again. Absolute silence. One minute before going to work, 1 minute after returning from work, 30 seconds when stopping at a red signal, 20 seconds just before a meal or a glass of water, 10 seconds just before a phone conversation, 1 minute silence just before a meeting. It is this little 30 seconds and 1 minute which changes thoughts, and thoughts change destiny. Just little 1 minute. Take deep breaths again and relax the body. And coming again to the center of the forehead, the energy center. And visualize that point of light. We will not need to close our eyes because we're going to do this any day, anytime, anywhere. We're only thinking, we're not doing anything else. So we will gently practice not to close our eyes, because then we are very situation specific. Because after a few days, it's not going to be 1 minute meditation, it will be a meditative lifestyle, which means those will become your normal state of thinking and feeling and being. We start with a minute, we go up to 10-15 minutes, and after some time, it's normal being calm and stable always. So gently keep your eyes open. You can focus on any one point. No one will come to know around you that you're meditating. You're at work, something happens, someone says something, you're a little upset. Just pause and sit still for 30 seconds. And just say, I am a powerful being. I am calm and stable. I accept them. I understand them. I release, I let go. That's it. Finished. Gone. And we say, but who will take out 30 seconds? But instead of that, we spend 30 minutes in thinking about what they did and in talking about them to other people. So save your 30 minutes and save a lot of energy just by taking a pause of 30 seconds. It's called traffic control of the mind. If the traffic signal doesn't work, there will be a jam. And there's a jam here if we don't have traffic control of the mind. Focus on that point of light. We're going to heal a relationship right now. See that point of light very gently. I am a loveful soul. Love is my personality. It's my nature. I radiate love to all. It's who I am. Love is my sanskar. My every thought is a blessing. My every word is an ashirvad. Now bring them on the screen of your mind. Don't see the face. See them also just as a point of light. It's a soul-to-soul communication. Soul-to-soul connection. Send them this beautiful blessing. You are a pure divine soul. Purity is your personality. Every decision is accurate. You are selfless. You are a giver. I accept you as you are. Say it to them. I accept you as you are. You accept me for who I am. We both unconditionally accept each other. See the energy traveling from you to them. This vibration is shifting their thought process. I accept you. I respect you. I bless you. Past is over. Past is over. It's a new beginning today. Now visualize them and you at home or at work. See them very clearly. A happy face, a welcoming energy, an accepting behavior. See it with complete clarity. See it. Don't just think it. See it. See them being nice to you, accepting you, understanding you, respecting you. What you see is what they will become. And then visualize God's energy, the vibration comes to me and from me to them. The ocean of love, the almighty authority. I fill myself with His powers and radiate it to them. Meditation is my personality. Meditation is my lifestyle. Meditation is a natural way of being always. Think it, see it, feel it, become it. Friday to Sunday, 1 hour, 7 to 8 a.m. or 7 to 8 p.m. Today, we're going to experience a meditative way of walking out of this hall. We will continue to be in this state of meditation right now. Thoda dheere kare music. We continue to be in this state of meditation right now. Remain in that same vibration. We will be in silence for the next 15 minutes while we walk out, reach our car, our scooter. Absolute silence, as if nobody is in the hall. It will take 5 to 7 minutes and this hall will be empty. But it will be in an energizing manner. Are you ready to do that? How many are ready to do that? Yes. And you're going to feel that energy. Just sit still for 5 minutes. And as you are told, you start getting up. But getting up in silence with that thought, I am a powerful being. I'm peaceful. I'm perfect. I'm healthy. And continue to be in that state while you are walking to your vehicle. Last 5 rows at the back will walk up first. Last 5 rows at the back. 5 rows at the back, you have 2 gates. This part, first 3 rows from this door. Next 5 rows at the back. Music chalne dena. Music chalne de sakte hain. Another 5 rows at the back. Absolute silence, as if there is nobody in this hall. No one in this hall. Next 5 rows at the back. Next 5 rows at the back. Next 3 rows in the front. Next 5 rows at the back. And next 5 rows at the back. Next 5 rows at the back. absolute silence till we reach our car, scooter, and you can even be in silence till you reach home. Next 5 rows at the back.